Gather around, friends, new and old, and welcome to the POWWOW podcast. We're very delighted to have you on this fine, whatever time of day it is. You're here with David
and Philip.
Oh
man,
I'm experiencing a hangover from all the joys and the exuberance of doing an in-person episode with you, and here we are again, apart digitally. How sad.
Yes.
But we motor on.
Yes.
As you may notice, listener, I am speaking into a laptop right now. I do not have my recording set up because I'm a nomad. I'm like I don't know, what's the word? Like a bird floating in the wind. I'm bouncing from place to place, and right now I am.
You know, have you seen the beginning of Forrest Gump? You've seen Forrest Gump?
Oh yeah, I am that feather.
Yeah, you're that feather. Exactly. You're not a box of chocolates. You're just the feather.
You, my friend, are the box of chocolates.
Ooh, how delightful. How lovely. Thank you so much. But
is
yes,
Valentine's Day over already?
Right. The love is never over betwixt us, David. It's never over. Are you at liberty or feel like saying where you are currently visiting by the time this episode comes out, you'll be gone?
The land of bluegrass and horses.
And fried chicken. At least according to the
fried
Colonel.
Chicken. Fried chicken. I left the best for last, right? That really takes the cake over everything else. Is fried chicken. This is the land of fried chicken.
Yes, absolutely. But yes, you're visiting and visiting family. Oddly enough, I'm sure that it came as a surprise to myself.
Yeah, we won't even go into that.
But yes, visiting family. But oh man, it's been a week since I've seen you. I do miss you already. We might see each other on your way out. We might not. It kind of depends. But I am excited for today's episode. As are you. We, in all honesty, have already recorded it. So let's get right to it. All right. Before we get to our main topic, we almost forgot here. We have our mini seg password because we're going to be having a guest on for the main topic. So, David, I want you to say the following phrase and sneak it in however you possibly can. I've never been spooned.
Oh, all right. Okay.
All right. There's your password. Hoffman, what do you got for me?
Your password for this episode is like a stick of butter. So try that one on for size. All right, let's do this. We have a very exciting main topic today. We have a guest with us for this main topic, and we're going to be talking about how to describe this. We're going to be talking about something that is kind of akin, maybe a next door neighbor to the plastic surgery world, but it's not plastic surgery. It is hormone therapy, non-surgical cosmetic work. And we have my guest this week is my cousin, Stephanie, and she's joining us to talk a little bit about this kind of stuff. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we got a few questions for Stephanie. Stephanie, I don't know why I'm calling you Stephanie. You're so not Stephanie to me.
Right. It feels weird.
It's super weird.
Well, that's the thing. It's for the audience.
It's for the audience.
Right, David? It's so that way we can introduce her.
Dr.
It's not
Carmichael.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have worked for many years as a nurse practitioner. You've worked in the ER. You've worked in the ICU. Let the people know a little bit about what your career has been so far.
Okay, so I started out in 2009? Yeah, 2009 as a nurse in the trauma and surgical ICU. I worked there for 3-4 years before deciding to go back to grad school, and went ahead and got my doctorate in nursing. So I have been a nurse practitioner since 2014. Again, working in the ICU mostly. As a nurse, I spent a lot of time in the ER and in the PACU unit, so the post-surgical unit as well. But as a nurse practitioner, my whole career has basically been in the ICU. That's where I've been. And
I think of many of the guests that we've had on POWWOW, we've had some very prestigious guests, but is this our first doctor, Phil?
Oh, definitely.
Doctor of
At least
anything?
one not.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, not at least one not self-described as one.
Right, but I mean, like, you could be a doctor of paleontology, or you could be a doctor
Sure.
of literature.
doctor.
But like,
A doctor of
I don't think we've
love,
had any
as I
doctor.
am.
We've never had any doctor of any kind. So this is our first. Steph, you are the
Okay.
most educated person ever to appear on this
I'm a
podcast.
pioneer.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Which I think is a good segue into my first question here, Stephanie. What motivated you to get into medicine in the first place? I mean, there's tons of avenues you could have gone to, but why medicine?
So, Phil, I'm going to be real honest.
Okay.
What motivated
Please,
me is I needed a job. I
Okay.
had a child, relatively young, I would say, at 21, and I was in college and had to pick a field fairly quickly where I would make reasonable money to raise said child. And I honestly, on a whim, just applied to nursing school and ended up getting in. So that's the direction my career took.
I just wanted to, so instead of, I mean, there are certainly, I'm sure, multiple ways. I mean, that's one way that you could have, but the whole blood and broken bones and stuff that I'm sure that you've encountered in your history, even thus far, that didn't turn you off. Like the first moment you had to cut something open, you were still gung ho about it.
Well, I mean, it's never really something that's turned me off, right? It's something that I've been fascinated by from probably a very young age. I'm not sure why. Blood, guts, broken bones doesn't bother me. I want to see it. I'm one of those weird people. But
the ones who like press their face up against the car window when they're driving by a crash.
Sorry.
No,
yeah,
I'm with
that's
you.
me. My brother, as a child, was quite accident prone. There were a few times in our childhood that there was some blood to be seen, and I was right there for it. He's alive and well, but I was there for it. And it didn't turn me off. I didn't think about it, honestly, going into it, because it was really kind of a spur of the moment decision for me. I did not go my entire life dreaming of being a doctor or a nurse or whatever. It was just, I got to make a decision, and I did. But getting into it, again, it's nothing that's ever bothered me. Nothing so gross that's ever bothered me.
On that note,
yeah.
On that note, if you could return to age 18, put yourself in a mindset. You're 18 years old. You've never seen a lead pipe sticking out of someone's stomach. I've never been kissed, never been spooned. You're in that 18-year-old mindset. Would you still go into medicine?
No, probably not. No, I think I would have done business
Any
or
idea what you would be
finance
doing?
or something. Yeah, business or finance or something like that. Yeah. Did that interest me back then? No. But would it have been very valuable?
Or with the knowledge you have now?
With the knowledge I have now, doing what I've done, not that I haven't enjoyed it, I have, but I probably could have done more with my life, having that kind of knowledge. But 18-year-old me didn't know shit. I wasn't making the best decisions back then, Phil, Dave. You know.
Yeah.
Who among us
all
has?
All right. So let's get into some of the juicy stuff. Juicy being maybe the poorest choice of words. What is the most peculiar or interesting object that you've ever encountered lodged anywhere in a patient's body in your time in trauma trauma ICU?
Lodged, impaled by, inserted. Are we going for
any
inserted?
of the above?
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I mean,
could be anything. Whatever you.
Yeah. So they're the obvious things. The things that you expect to encounter if you've watched any kind of medical reality TV. Cell phones.
Really?
Lots of dildos. Lots of moms and grandmas cover your ears. Lots of dildos. Toys of all varieties. A cell phone and a beer bottle. Yeah.
Probably the weirdest.
A cell phone you could actually, and you could hear it ringing too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And this was before the days of like waterproof iPhones. It was
Yeah.
impressive. Yeah.
Wow.
Those Nokias, man,
Yeah.
indestructible.
No, it's exactly what it was. The flip phones.
Yeah, the flip phone. And it still vibrated in there. Absolutely fascinating. I'm sure that's partly
Yeah.
why it got inserted in the first place.
Well, they got the tapered edge,
Yeah. Yeah.
the rounded end. I guess
Yeah.
an iPhone would have been more difficult.
Yeah, it's the full rounded edge. Yeah.
Yes.
You asked the question. Sorry, not sorry.
No, absolutely. Thank you, Stephanie.
This
I
is what the
appreciate it.
listeners tuned in for, I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stephanie, so it sounds like you're pretty gung-ho about everything, but has there ever been an injury or sight you have seen so gruesome that it made you want to lose your lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever it could be, just lose the meal as it was?
Not a sight. No smells. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. A smell.
Yeah. Smells. Mm-mm. Any kind of like open bowel surgery, bowel resections.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Which in trauma we did, well, not necessarily bowel resections. We're at the bedside sometimes, and that would have been like a really emergent case, like a patient was too unstable to go to the OR. So we would literally bring the OR to the bedside, and doctors and residents would do surgery right there. So yeah, that bowel stuff. You open that up, and it's pretty horrendous. And I was actually known for vomiting in patients' rooms in trash cans.
So
that's
as nonchalant and as cool as a cucumber as you've come and appeared as to us on the pod today, you were the weak stomached one in the ER. You were the one who
the ICU, the ICU for sure. Oh God, yeah,
that's fascinating.
Oh God, no, smell and nope, that does it for me. And David knows this because I mean, to me, I used to gag changing the diapers of my own child. You know, that makes me gag. Any amount of blood or broken bone, no, that doesn't bother me. It's poop.
It's poop. It's always poop.
Yeah,
it's always poop.
Don't care about
especially
puke.
When it looks like
puke is fine. Yeah. But yeah. Poop.
Because poop can come in many shapes and forms. It can come out like butter, where it looks like a stick of butter, or it can be like all runny and stuff. And it's nasty whenever it just gets all into different forms. It's gross. It's absolutely gross. David, your turn.
Terrific.
All right. Let's move away from the gross and move to the beautiful. So, Steph, you're done with. You've expressed that you've had enough kind of this ICU stressful stuff, and you're moving into a new venture. Can you, before we get into the questions about this, can you describe more or less what you're going to be doing, or what you plan to be doing?
So, to be honest, I'm still trying to figure that out, or at least iron out the finer details of it. My time in the hospital in the ICU has come to an end, and I want to thank the pandemic for that, for helping me realize that enough is enough of healthcare in America. Shout out. So my time in the hospital is done. And I'm grateful for everything that I've learned and the experiences I've had and the people I've met, because thanks to a very wonderful friend of mine who I went to grad school with, she owns a hormone replacement clinic, or opened recently a franchise of a hormone replacement clinic in Louisville, Kentucky. She also does a lot of aesthetic medicine on the side, but she is now combined with her current practice. She's also a nurse practitioner. And she called me up one day and she said, listen, if you are interested, I have an opportunity for you. The company that I partnered with and own a franchise through is looking for someone, a nurse practitioner in Lexington, to essentially do the same thing that she does in Louisville. So that would be, part of the opportunity is Botox and fillers and, non-surgical aesthetic medicine. And the other part of it is hormone replacement therapy for men and women for various reasons.
So, Stephanie, was the greatest allure to you for this new venture, you got to be honest, was it the drive of no bowel surgeries? Was that lack there? Yeah. Was that the greatest selling point for you?
There'll be none of that. Yep. No, also just no nights, no weekends, no holidays.
That's true. Yeah, it's on your schedule.
Freedom from a hospital, the ability to own my own business, all of those things, all of the above.
You're working this new job. You've got your practice open. What would it take for you to turn a patient away who wanted to get some work done?
So we're talking aesthetics and not hormones.
Right, aesthetics.
I guess anybody that was too young.
Okay, yeah.
What
Somebody
is
that-
too
Fair enough.
young?
What is too young? Well, let's.
Is it just the legal, like 18 years old, or is there
Yeah.
something where you're like, you're 22, you're okay, you don't need this?
Yeah, I don't know that I would. Okay, again, I'm going to preface this by saying that I haven't actually worked in this field yet. I am really working through my training, and I've been offered this opportunity.
Understood.
So I'm working through training. So I don't know. I've never been in a position where I've had to turn anyone away. I guess there are things that I would say no to. If somebody wanted something completely ridiculous, like 3 syringes of filler in their lips, no, I'm not going to do that. You're going to look like a fool. Would I turn them away? No, but I would kind of explain why that would be a bad idea. There are going to be people that are going to want what they're going to want, and then they're going to have to go somewhere else. It is what it is. Or somebody who really wanted to achieve a look that would not be achievable, with non-surgical aesthetics.
Stephanie, is there something in aesthetic medicine that people wouldn't think of that applies to the field that would help more people if they were aware of it? So like we all know about, obviously, with more surgical, like lipo, facelifts, all that stuff. But is there like a Botox that helps with headaches or something that you just wouldn't think of or make that natural connection to?
Yes. Botox for headaches. That is
a real thing. Okay.
That is a real thing. So are piercings for headaches. Those are all real things. They're typically done by neurologists. Is that something I could get certified or trained to do? Yes, but I would be in the wrong setting.
Okay.
I would need to be in a neurology practice in order to do something like that. So yeah, Botox for headaches, piercings for headaches.
What about the hormone stuff you mentioned off air briefly? I think that's something that a lot of people maybe don't know about.
Hormone replacement therapy, yes. Hormones have gotten a bad, reputation over the years, and it's something that people are maybe cautious about because it's not widely used in general practice. Usually, you go to the doctor and you get your labs checked and your testosterone, or if you're a general practitioner, even sends levels, hormone levels. If you are within the range that an insurance company determines is normal, then you have no problem and they're not going to treat you. But if you have symptoms, I don't really care what your labs say. If you have symptoms, you have a problem. And those predetermined ranges, that you can thank the insurance companies for, are bull. It doesn't mean anything if you have symptoms. If you have symptoms, you need help and you need therapy. It's just that, educating yourself on.
Yeah, and it's really, it sounds like a patient by patient basis. And one thing that you said, again, you mentioned off air that I think would be interesting to talk about is that it's not just for men. It's not just for a male exclusive clientele.
Yeah. Testosterone is not just for men. It's for women too. Estrogen is not just for women. It's for men too.
All right. Let's go to some quick fire questions here. Stephanie, do you feel compelled to keep up some sort of appearance working in aesthetic medicine akin to like a hairdresser or barber feeling the need to consistently upkeep their hair?
Personally, no. Now I'll say this, the way I roll into work currently in, wrinkled scrubs, probably not going to go over too well. So do I feel the need to iron my scrubs? Yes. Do I feel the need to Botox my face or fill my lips or whatever, get rid of every single wrinkle to be the face of what I'm selling or promoting? No, I don't feel the need to, but it's something I've always been interested in. It's something I've always really liked. So no, I don't feel the need to, but will I? Maybe some.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Why the hell not?
Okay. What celebrity would you most want to walk into your clinic and ask for some work to be done? not to ask to be your assistant or anything like that, but
J-Lo. Although I don't really know what I could do for her. Really?
I'm sure that there's things that she's getting done on the side that is up.
Done. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Right. So,
in your professional opinion, is it real for J-Lo? Is the full posterior? Is that real?
No. Mm-mm. Does she have a personal trainer that is dedicated to making her look like, what she does, for sure? Are all of her photos airbrushed? Absolutely. Does J-Lo just have a banging body? Yes, she does. But has she had work done? Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
What would you advise or suggest David to get in the way of aesthetic medicine? Because you've seen him a lot since he's been visiting in the States here in your neck of the woods. What would you advise him to get? Maybe some lip fillers? Could he go more pouty?
Look at that
Maybe,
face. Could you fix that face? Could you?
yeah,
Is there
I
anything
don't
you do
know.
that? You know, I
Is
did.
there a doctor good enough to fix this face?
Oh, David.
Maybe a BBL. Give him a bigger donk.
I'm sure David would not be opposed to that, just maybe not from his cousin.
Sure. But what would you advise? Is there anything at all?
I dermaplaned his face the other day. Look at that complexion. It's glowing.
Whoa, David, how was it?
There's no makeup on that face.
It kind of feels like getting a sunburn, or at least afterwards it felt like I had a sunburn, and I hadn't. It's obviously winter, there's not much sun, so it was a weird feeling. I mean, I feel fine now, and I guess my skin is probably smoother, and it wasn't the greatest feeling. I didn't enjoy it, but
You didn't hate it.
I'll enjoy the benefits from it for the next couple weeks, I guess.
Did he cry, Stephanie?
He didn't. No, he didn't cry. I cut him a little bit.
Ah, dang it. Okay.
Who is the model human that you would base all ideal features off of?
This is opinion again, you know? My opinion.
Sure.
Of
Yes.
course.
This is not a medical opinion whatsoever.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
These are just the quick fire nonsense questions.
I mean, who the hell doesn't want to look like J-Lo? Who the hell doesn't want to look like Angelina Jolie?
Amen.
Shit.
Amen.
Yeah. If I'm 50 and I look like that, it's because I had a lot of work done.
Shoot, I'd be if I look like her at 50, I'd still be like,
Mhm.
hey, at least whatever. All right. Lastly, here we go, Stephanie. What type of candy or helping would you offer for visitors to your clinic?
Candy.
Yeah. Would you not offer candy? I would want candy.
As a reception
Well,
snack.
it's not a pediatrician's office.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, as a reception. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, not for like being like a good client, just like in the reception area.
Oh, just like when you go to the pediatrician, they give you a lollipop.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Maybe open a Starbucks branch inside the reception.
That would be
Yes.
brilliant.
And you just give like little like $2
Shots
gift cards.
of espresso. Yeah.
Yeah. Or that.
Little
Gotcha.
latte with your Botox. Why
there
not?
you go.
Something to bring back the feeling in your face.
I'd give away puppies.
Wow.
I could.
That's a
in
great
a
clinic.
perfect world, in an ideal world, I would give away puppies. Kittens, if that's your thing. Who the hell don't want to walk out with a puppy?
Just
Or
keep
kitten.
it to puppies. Keep it to puppies.
Yeah, we don't
All
do
right.
kittens around here.
Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us. Would you mind sticking around so we can play a couple games here with you?
Sure. Let's do it.
Fantastic. All right. This episode of POWWOW Podcast is sponsored by Sides.
Meet Sides, SIDES, an app that helps you take the law into your own hands.
Turn ordinary agreements into binding contracts in seconds. Then, if a dispute arises, Sides will step in to resolve it for you.
Wait, Phil, that was supposed to be my line.
What do we agree to in the contract?
I don't know. I guess we can use Sides to settle this dispute, because each dispute costs a small one-time fee.
And if you win, which I will, it's all awarded back to you.
Sign up now and get 16% off for a limited time only.
Okay, Steph, we've just finished recording our main topic, and this is news to you. The listeners know this already, but this is news to you. What we were doing there while we were interviewing you was trying to sneak in a couple phrases into that main topic. Now, Phil gave me a phrase that I had to try to drop into the conversation as casually as possible without you noticing, and I gave him one, and we want to see if you can think back and try to guess what those were. Anything stand out as strange to you? Something that just was jarring when you heard it?
Anything out of the ordinary, Stephanie?
Not that I can think of, Phil.
All right, David, I think that's a successful outing for both of us
that
then.
counts as a win.
Yes,
Damn
a win
it.
for both of us.
What phrase did I give you?
You gave me the phrase like a stick of butter.
Stick of butter. Shit, did you even say
And
that?
if you remember, Stephanie, I used that to describe. Yes, I did. Like the consistency
describe
of the
poop.
excrement leaving.
Oh.
Yes, the excrement leaving the bowels.
Okay, Phil, again.
It can come in the form. Yes, it can come in the form of a stick of butter or runny whatever it could be. It was quite gross,
Stick
but
butter.
yes, like a stick of butter. Hoffman, what was the phrase I gave you that you needed to use?
So you gave me, now I'm trying to even remember what it was, but when I asked you to think back to when you were 18, and my phrase was, I've never been spooned.
Well, that did stick out to me. I was like, what the?
Think back to when you were 18. I've never been kissed. I've never been spooned. And that's how I managed to sneak it in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it might stick out. I thought you might have picked up on that one, but I guess it was at the beginning of the interview. So maybe we just we talked way too much about poop since then, and that really took your mind off of having been spooned.
Let's discuss today things that we would do to alter ourselves, whether it be invasive or not invasive, surgical aesthetic improvements that we would do unto ourselves. And I want us to both be brutally honest about this, David. I know I asked Stephanie earlier what she would do to you, what she would do to fix you. And if I haven't already,
and she was very kind.
She was. She said, how could you possibly fix that face? And I'm sure in your mind, you were like, well, there's 3 different things that I would get rid of that. Because we all are
absolutely.
our own harshest critic. So what's something that you would actually fix, that you would get, again, cosmetically altered if you possibly could?
Okay, let me start with this, because money is not an issue, of course, because in the future I'm very, very rich. So I'm going to start with this. This is something that I actually do want to do, is hair removal. My beard actually comes up further on my cheek than it appears, because I mean, it's not very thick up there,
you
but
level it.
I pluck those like little hair, the stray ones. So I would do hair removal on my upper cheeks for sure, and then maybe on my back. I never want to have a hairy back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, agreed.
I don't. Let me be clear. I don't at the moment. But these Italian genes, you never know what's coming. I could end up with a hairy back, and I'd rather not. You know, I would definitely do full hair removal on my back, and maybe my shoulders. We'll see where it pops up. Who knows? But yeah, my upper cheeks and my shoulders and my back for sure.
You know who you could resemble, depending on how perfect you could get that? You remember you remember the Hunger Games? Have you ever seen the Hunger Games, the movie?
Oh, shut up. I was worried you were going to say that.
You would look like that guy with like the crazy beard alterations that you could do. It would be awesome.
But that's not what I'm saying.
His name's like Seneca Crane in the film, at least.
Yeah,
that's his character's name.
It.
He's got a
But
strong
that's
beard
not what
game,
I'm
and
saying, right?
so could
That's
you.
not what I'm trying to do to my beard.
I know. You're
Okay,
trying to
right.
level it out. I do understand. But I'm saying if you could if you could level it out, my man, the world is your hairy little oyster. I think I said something inappropriate. I don't know. What I would do, I'd be
Oh, hairy little oyster may be the one.
Yeah, that might be the one. Unintentionally, that was not unfortunately, that wasn't a password at all. What I would do to myself is I would, my thighs, man. I don't know if you've ever, I'm sure you've always, anytime we've gotten together, looked at my thighs. But for me, I have to live with them and deal with them myself. My thighs, man, they're so big. And then plus my chest. Anybody who's gone into my history or the backlogs of my life knows that I've lost some weight in my life. Part of that, though, part of the challenge is everything else has kind of come together. My chest, it can be a little droopy. It can overhang, and that's just excess that I would, no matter, like, it'd be very hard for me to get rid of. That I could more easily surgically remove than I could work my way off, because that's just, sometimes it's just impossible. So those are like more invasive ways that I would go. I have in the past, I think I need to go back and do it a little bit more, but done laser hair removal on my back, but I need to go back and do it again. But yeah, so I completely agree with you there. Anything if you could, like anything else that you
Something
would have
a bit
done?
more extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would maybe get a nose job. I think I would shave down. Like I think the bridge of my nose is very German and they're very broad. I think I would get that shaved down a little bit, make it a little bit more distinguished, a little bit more sort of lean, and it also like my nose like point. I think I would just make my nose just like the tiniest bit smaller.
It is time for the game, and we are rejoined by the one, the only Stephanie. Thank you so much for coming back and playing some silly little games for you. Let's get to the questions here first. What is the quote unquote, I'm tired beyond belief, I just need something to eat and I'm going to bed meal for you? I'm sure you've had plenty of these working at the ER.
A protein shake. Yeah.
Protein shake. Okay.
Yep.
Just put it in there, shake.
Yep, shake it up.
Yeah.
Water. Not even good water, like the water from the not the vending machine, but the ice machine at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is gross.
Very gross.
That. Mix it up.
Oh.
Couple scoops of protein powder. Done.
Okay, Steph, my question for you. This is inspired by a conversation we were having this morning off air, where we were talking about why is it that humans and other apes evolved to not have tails? It would be so cool to have a tail. It would be so handy.
Yeah, it would.
It's almost like a third hand you can use to like grab stuff and So why did we evolve to not have tails?
I don't know, but it's I wish I still had a tail.
So my question is, if you could be reincarnated as any animal, what would it be?
Oh, monkey or a dolphin.
You got to be something intelligent, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, Stephanie, is it possible to build a relationship with a person whose greatest skill / connection to you is exclusively found in the bedroom?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Have you ever had one relationship such as that, Stephanie?
No.
I mean, but it is possible.
Skill? I mean, it has to be a skill. It has to be right?
Right. Well, it's their greatest.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's their greatest skill.
Greatest skill.
So that level is the highest level on which you connect. Is that what you're asking, Phil, or that's your greatest connection with that person?
Mm-hmm. Is it possible to build a relationship beyond that, though?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
I think so, but I think it's luck.
Okay.
I think you have to have that chemistry, right? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, nothing's going to work.
Well, let's get to the game. As Stephanie is your guest today, Hoffman, it is my game. And to go with what we're going with, I'm going to bring forth a game called Nip Tuck. And the way that the game is formatted is that both me and Hoffman will be hosting this game. And what we will be doing is putting one celebrity on the surgical table, even though that's not what Stephanie does. We will be putting them on the surgical table to make them look alike another celebrity. So we will be putting one celebrity on the table, trying to get them to transform into another. The goal of each other contestant is to figure out which celebrity they're trying to look like. Of course, your name will be your buzzer, and you will be given a chance to say who you believe that they are trying to look like. Stephanie, who would you like to face off against first in this game?
I'm going to pick you, Phil.
All right, Hoffman, that means it is your version of the game first.
I'm going to place several celebrities on the table, and in every case except for the first one, there'll be at least 5 operations done to this person.
Okay.
And some of them are real-ish sounding operations, and some of them are really not. Okay. So we start out. If you want to buzz in, just say your own name. Person on the table is Jennifer Connelly. Picture her in your head.
Okay.
If you don't know her, look her up. First, we're going to give her a slightly more pronounced jawline. And then we're going to be slightly enhancing the cheekbones. And seriously, that's about it. Who have we got?
That's not fair.
Again, the rest of them will be much more comprehensive, but this one's a
more pronounced jawline. I mean, she's pretty much already there. So one more time, go down the list.
Okay, Jennifer Connelly. We're giving her just a slightly more pronounced jawline, slightly wider along the jaw, slightly enhance those cheekbones, and that's about it.
I'm going to use my skipping stone on this. We both have one from last week, and I'm gonna.
Hair color
All
remains
right,
the same.
fair enough. I thought you might. Oh yeah, all that remains the same.
All right, who
And
were you
but
going for
Phil's
here?
gonna skip this one. He gets one skip, and he's gonna use it right here. And the answer was Demi Moore.
Hmm,
They literally look almost exactly the same. So there you
Yeah, I can see it now.
that's fair. That's fair.
go. Yeah. Question 2. Joseph Gordon-Levitt lies down on your operation table.
Okay.
We're gonna give him smaller, squintier eyes. We're gonna do a hair removal surgery. We're gonna round out the chin a little bit. We're gonna age him up, and we're gonna make him smile less.
Philip,
Stephanie.
All right,
Damn
go,
you, Phil.
Philip. I heard Philip first. Go for it.
Bruce Willis.
Correct. Bruce Willis. Was that who you had in your head, Steph?
No, I would have said Elon Musk.
That's fair enough, but Elon Musk has hair.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Go, Phil.
So it's 1 point to Phil.
All right, I'm on the board.
Question 3. He's on the board. Owen Wilson steps into the office.
Oh, damn. Mhm.
First of
Wow.
all, we got to do some necessary work here. We got to fix that nose.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna dye his hair black.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
We're gonna let him do some days in the tanning bed. We're gonna round out his face, and we're gonna do a very tricky surgery. It's called accent transplant surgery.
Ah, I see. Philip.
You even boobs?
No boobs. Philip, I
No
heard
boobs.
your name. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Pedro Pascal.
No, not Pedro Pascal. Steph, it's yours
I got nothing.
to steal here.
Got nothing, David.
All right, I'll give you both a clue. I tried to relate these people to one another. So, for example, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis, they did Looper together, and they actually had to make Joseph Gordon-Levitt look kind of like Bruce Willis. So, Owen Wilson, we put him in the tanning bed, we've rounded out his face, and we've given him an accent. Any ideas?
No.
Philip. One more.
Okay, Phil, go ahead.
Antonio Banderas.
Nope, that's it. We're done. It was Jackie Chan.
Oh.
Had to be Jackie
Not
Chan.
even fair. No, you would have had to do a lot more.
I mean, I'm sure, but that's what you had to work with. Okay, moving on.
You gave me nothing, David.
Paul Rudd. Paul
Okay.
Rudd has come into the office.
Oh.
We're going to give Paul Rudd a spine and leg extension.
Oh.
We're going to give him stoner eyes. We're going to recede his hairline just slightly. We're going to lighten his hair, and we're going to make him a big old teddy bear.
But he's extended. So he's both taller and fatter.
A little bit, not fatter, just a little bit more of a teddy bear.
More lovable. More to love. Goodness gracious me.
This might be one of the more challenging games I've ever put together, I have to say.
Yes, I agree. Philip.
Okay, Philip, go for it.
John Candy.
Who? No.
No.
Well,
Steph.
okay, Steph, you've got to guess.
I don't know. Jimmy Kimmel?
Not Jimmy Kimmel. We lightened his hair, not darkened it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I got
Philip,
nothing.
last one. John Goodman. That's what I meant.
Not John Goodman. Too fat.
Too Teddy.
Too teddy bearish. I should be kinder to John Goodman. Steph, one more guess if you've got one.
I mean, again, the hair.
Think stoner eyes.
Seth Meyers? No, he's not chubby.
Nope, not Seth Meyers. Okay. The answer was Jason Segel.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I
Had
love
to
you,
be
man.
someone tall, guys. Someone tall.
But stoner
Okay.
eyes.
Yeah, Jason Segel's got massive stoner eyes.
Does he? Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. This one should be easier. We're starting out with Denzel Washington. He's taking a nap on your surgery table here.
Mm,
Yeah, we're gonna round
poor
out
guy.
his face a bit. We're gonna make him louder. We're gonna stretch those vocal cords. We're gonna widen his smile. We're gonna do hair removal surgery.
Philip.
Oh, Philip's got a guess.
Eddie Murphy.
Not Eddie Murphy. Okay, Steph, there's one more clue here. Phil, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate yourself for not waiting. You're gonna instill him with a motherfucker complex.
Ugh.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
No! Oh, Phil, go for it.
Bill.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson is correct.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Damn it.
Oh,
Again,
man.
Kevin Hart, I'm pretty sure, still has hair.
And he's short. We would
And
need
he's
to
short.
significantly shorten Denzel
Yeah, we
Washington.
need to chop
All right,
off a few
fine.
inches out of the legs. Yeah. Okay, last one. Phil, I believe your score is now
2-0.
2-0, and so you will walk away with a win here. But we've got one more for
This isn't fair.
for respectability.
This isn't fair. For two Hollywood boys.
Last one here. Jennifer Aniston is coming in for some work done.
Oh, good.
This is real controversial here. All right, first we're going to give her a whole bunch of Botox in the lips. We're going to give her a way more pronounced jawline. We're going to move the eyes slightly further apart. We're going to dye the hair brown.
Stephanie.
And we're going to give her a... Oh, Steph.
No. Go. Continue.
All right, I'll continue. And we're going to give her a killer smolder.
Stephanie.
Okay, Steph, go for it.
Angelina Jolie.
Is correct. Well done.
I get one.
Is that what you were gonna say, Phil?
I was gonna wait for the smolder and see what she answered, but I didn't have a particular guess. Yeah.
Okay, well the score ends 2-1. There you go, Phil. Congratulations. We'll walk away with a win.
Congratulations.
All right. We begin my game. I hope that this is far more kinder to you, Stephanie, on this one. Let's see if mine can be a little bit easier for both of you, really. Julia Roberts enters the room and is on the table and knocked out. Let's put her through a sex change. All right, first of all. Next, we're going to cut his hair now significantly, fairly shorter. And we're going to age him now 12 more years to look more the part. Now, to do some work, we have to really work on the voice, as that is the most important thing here to get him satisfied with what we're doing. The voice is really iconic. Mm-hmm. Then we are going to give him some free DVDs of Aladdin to give out, as well as some free Affleck cards to maybe sign them up for insurance. We're changing Julia. Yes, go ahead.
Is it Robin Williams?
It is not. It is not.
I don't know what that would have to do with Affleck. But just
so one more. Gonna cut. Gonna change. Have a sex change here. Cut the hair significantly to fairly short hair. Gonna age him up 12 years older, so not too much older, but older. Have to change around the voice, as that is really the iconic thing here, and give away free DVDs of Aladdin and free Affleck cards to sign up people for insurance. Stephanie, any guesses?
No.
We were looking for Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, I was going to say that. And I was like, no, there's no way. He's mostly bald.
Mostly bald, but really short. But still some hair up there.
Short hair.
He's got pretty short hair, especially when he was in his prime. It's pretty short. It's hard to say bald for Gilbert.
And you threw me off the
say bald. Here we go. Next one. We're going to put Halle Berry on the table. She doesn't need any work, but she just happened to want to change her look today. So that's what we're going to do. We are also going to put her through a sex change. Now we're going to cut his hair now, but not as short as the last time. No need to worry about that, Stephanie. Let's style it a little. Let's make it a little like a greaser, sleeked back look. Definitely going to lighten the skin tone for this look-alike. Age them 20 years, though the person they are trying to look like does look good for their age. They're going to need to botch a lip job just a little bit, but of course the biggest task will be adding all those bicep implants. Looks like it might be a rocky surgery.
David.
Oh,
David. This guy is Sylvester Stallone.
Halle Berry is indeed trying to look like Sylvester Stallone, so that's 1 point for David. He is on the board. Remember, David, you do have a skipping stone. When should, if you want to use that? All right, Stephanie, you're only 1 point behind. I have all the faith in the world for you as Taylor Lautner plops onto the surgical table. We're going to age him about 25 years older. We will have to remove all six of those abs, but still keep him slender, just not as toned. Lighten his skin tone to get more accurate to the lookalike. Implant a funny bone, as the lookalike has a lot of comedic skills. And while they can still model their signature blue still look, we might need to implant a spidey sense, as the celebrity lookalike can dodge wrenches and a ball.
Peter... No. What's his name?
I think Stephanie's on the cusp. Stephanie, yes.
Well, I forget his name.
He's got a funny bone. He's got a blue steel look.
I'm
And he
blanking on the name.
I was actually thinking.
Blanking on the name.
can dodge both a wrench and a ball. Nothing.
Yep.
3, 2,
Blanking.
1.
David. I think it's Ben Stiller.
It is indeed Ben Stiller.
Although
That is
Ben Stiller would never have dodged the wrenches. You're misremembering the movie because Ben Stiller's on the other team. He never dodges the wrenches.
I understand, but I needed to get you to the dodgeball thing. I needed to get you there. I realized he's not the one who dodges.
That made me
but
think, I forgot about Blue Steel for a second, and that made me think of Vince Vaughn.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too.
Fair enough.
Did you say
all right,
remove
guys.
the abs on this one? That's what I was thinking.
Remove the abs, yeah, because Ben Stiller,
That's what I was
as
thinking.
great as he is, I never thought of him as
right.
a workout machine.
Yeah.
All right, Stephanie, you need to get these next 2 in order to tie up, and we'll go to a tiebreaker should the occasion come up. Next on the chopping block is Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, somebody who needs a lot of work done. Psh, of course. We're going to have to give him give him a sex change to change gender here. Definitely a boob job, but only a tasteful one. Nothing egregious. Just tasteful. Give darker hair implants for sure. Let's age her, but only by a little bit, about 15 years for what was formerly the Biebs. And let's now have her walk in front of Machine Gun Kelly to see if he can tell the difference from his fiance's transformeration. Definitely having a sex change on Justin Bieber.
Let's skip this
All right,
Biebs.
we are going to go to a skipping stone on this one. Justin Bieber was trying to look like Megan Fox.
Okay. I forgot who was married to Machine Gun Kelly for a second.
What did you say, Stephanie?
Miley Cyrus, but
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Next one is Rob Schneider is going to be getting onto the surgical table here. We're going to have to de-age him, even though his lookalike is dead. Let's get him in that age we all remember him as. Definitely get him some hair plugs to mess around with that poof. Give him some hip implants, as those are going to need to go, cat, go. Give him some new vocal cords, as he will need to be able to hit those low notes on the new single he'll be recording. And then take him to Ross to get some new blue suede shoes. Maybe take him to the pound to get a new hound dog.
David. Elvis.
Indeed. Rob Schneider is trying to look like Elvis Presley. Stephanie, it looks like you are upset. Do you feel like you got in there first?
Yeah, I did. And my answer was Elvis.
Oh, man. Well, unfortunately, David takes the point and the lead and the win. But Stephanie, for respectability, we'll go to one last one here. See if you can prevent the shutout. Donald Glover, otherwise known as Childish Gambino. He made an appearance in last week's show in thought, if not in actual person. But we're going to have him on the surgical table. Going to have to age him, but still keep some aspects of that youth, as he looks quite good for his age. Implant some muscles all around the top of his body, primarily the biceps. Shave off all of his head. Next, we're going to have to take out a piece of his tongue as to simulate the lisp. Going to have to place a fresh face tattoo on his face.
Oh my God.
And give him some shorts so when he gets into the boxing ring, David.
Yeah, it's Mike Tyson.
It is Mike Tyson.
As soon as you said lisp, I was like,
you said lisp, and then he said face tattoo, and I was like, wait, that's
somebody.
My mind blanked for a second, but I got there.
You eventually got there.
To be honest, David couldn't lose this. If David had lost against me,
it would have been tragic for David.
Shameful.
He would have never lived it down.
He would never have been able to show his face in Hollywood again.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
true.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate your time and appreciate you coming on the game. Thank you so much. Any lasting words you want to let the people know before you have to disembark?
No. Nothing exceptional. You caught me off guard.
Nothing exceptional. All right, yes. Do you have a message that you live by? A motivational message?
Yeah. Basically,
live fast, die
just,
young.
Follow your dreams, believe that anything is possible, and, all that corny. But it's true.
It is true. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you, guys.
We'll close up here with some slappage, David. And with that win for both of us, it actually, we continue the trend where me and David are one and the same record-wise, neck and neck at 2-1 apiece. It is tight!
Ooh, baby. Here we go again for That Slaps. Always an exciting thing every single week. Now, I'm going back to the film side of things, Phil. Now, I will admit this is a movie I watched before I came to the US, so it's technically more than a week old. But I saw with Will Smith, well, I didn't see it with Will Smith, but the movie had Will Smith in it. It was King Richard. And it's a story about the Williams sisters and their childhood and becoming tennis stars. And it was, as far as biopics go, it was very good. I enjoyed it very much. I thought
The acting was really great from the adults to the children, and it's sometimes rare that it's rare that you find really good child actors, and I know they were more like teenagers, but even so. And I thought the writing was good. It was tastefully done. It was just a very enjoyable film, very feel good film, and it's a little cheesy in the way that a lot of those like sort of reenactments of people's stories are, but I really liked it, and I think that a lot of people should watch it. It's a very, very good story. So there you go. That slaps.
Phenomenal. My song this week is something I discovered this week. It's called Forgetting All About You, featuring Black Bear by Phoebe Ryan. I just discovered it this week. It's been bopping on my playlist, and so now I wanted to slap on your playlist. So go ahead and give that tune a jingle jangle, and it slaps! All right, before we get out of here, we do have some thank yous to get in and out of the way. David?
Yeah, first of all, to Cass and Crossland and to Jake Corlang for the music that you hear on the show.
Thank you to Josh Hauntz and Tara Amstutz for their wonderful contributions to the show.
And thank you to you, the listener, for everything that you do for us. We hope you have enjoyed every single episode that you've ever listened to of POWWOW. We're motoring on into our second year here. New topics every single week. So tell us, give us feedback on social media and tell your friends. Share the love, the POWWOW love. We wanna be in every single household in America. But anyway, until then, you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us just about anywhere. Just not stinking Pandora, because screw you, Pandora.
Well, Mr. B, well, it's so nice to see you. Oh, the same as usual, the bear talks? Well, we love bears. We love getting a nice little grizzle out of your day.